Welcome to this episode of Destination Dare. Every community in the Outer Banks has a story to tell, and this show brings that information to life. From Dare County history to current events, from government services to local profiles, we keep you entertained, informed, and up to date.
The Virginia Tillett Community Center is located in Manteo on the courthouse complex. We are at 950 Marshall Collins Drive, and some people say across from CVS if that makes it easier for them. We are a multi-generational facility, and what we provide for our folks are anything from educational events and opportunities. Some of those educational opportunities include advanced care planning, Medicare counseling, scam, fraud, type of educational events to try to teach people how to not be scammed. Some of the key fitness programs offered specifically geared for older adults at the Virginia Tillett Community Center are Youthful Hearts class for 55 and up, chair aerobics, Tabata Silver, and Tai Chi. Some of these activities geared towards older adults specifically help them with fall prevention, and then if in the case of a fall, how to get up from a fall. They actually help them increase their ability for day-to-day activities, also helps them to live healthier, longer lives independently for as long as possible in their own homes, which is what most of them want. Let me tell you about one of our individuals that used to come into the fitness room on a regular basis. And the reason she did that was she said she needed to strengthen her legs to be able to walk for longer periods of time in order to go on some of the group trips that we take. And so she came in faithfully 3 times a week, sat on the new step machine, did her work, and then she went from having to be pushed around in a wheelchair on some of these trips to actually being able to walk around on her own. The Virginia Tillett Community Center has a nutrition program where we feed people on site called Congregate Meal, and then we also deliver meals to individuals' homes that are homebound, and that is our Meals on Wheels or home delivery program. The benefits of this program are more than just the food. It's socialization. The biggest reason most of these folks come to the center in all of our surveys every year is to see their friends. They have built up these great, wonderful friendships if they're coming to congregate, and they're looking for their friends. They're wondering if they're not here one day, where they're at, what they're doing. But these friendships have also created ways for them to meet and greet each other out in the community, not just here at the center. And so a lot of these folks live alone, and this is their one time during the day to be able to be with some other people and have those relationships. Then they can call each other in the evenings or on the weekends or whatever and touch base with each other. And one of the benefits to our homebound clients is, for some of them, this is their only hot meal for the day, 5 days a week. And so we're happy to be able to provide that service and also a well check to make sure that everything's going okay for them. Let me just tell you about 2 of our ladies that used to volunteer for us that came to help with the meal service and to help serve meals in the congregate setting. Initially, one of the ladies was a little reluctant. Her daughter actually needed her to come to the meals, so we asked her if she would volunteer for us. And she told us she'd give us 1 day a week. So 1 day a week turned into 5 days a week. And then at one point, her daughter called and said, "What time does mom have to be there in the morning?" She told me she needed to be there at 7:30. And I said, well, she doesn't have to be here at 7:30. She can come, right before lunch to help us serve lunch. But she called it her job, and it was very important to her to be here every day. She called herself the welcoming committee. She welcomed folks as they came in. She helped individuals, some of our folks with dementia. She helped them. She sat with them. She spoke with them. It gave her and this other lady, who it became a competition for the 2 of them who could get here the earliest, but it gave them a purpose and a meaning for their life. And so I think that that's one of the biggest things that we do here with a lot of our volunteers and the people in the meal program who do help is they want to be helpful. They want to be, they want to have a purpose. And I think coming here to the center helps them to have that. You can contact the Virginia Tillett Community Center by calling 252-475-9270 and also at www.darenc.gov.
Pheasant Center is a dual-purpose center on Hatteras Island, And we offer older adult services as well as all the programming for the youth on the island. We have a variety of fitness programming from low intensity to high intensity. We do offer some low intensity options like low impact training, Tai Chi, low medium intensity, balance and core, and cardio variety. But we also have medium and high intensity classes, and we have quite a few seniors who do participate in the high level classes. And our fitness coordinator is good to offer modifications also. So if you have a certain concern, she'll show you something that you can do in place of that as to not hurt yourself, even in a high intensity class. So we offer big variety 6 days a week. Our fitness coordinator takes a lot of feedback from our participants as to what they would like to have. Also, we have some people come in and just use our equipment or use our open space. We have a woman who's a stroke survivor, and she comes in weekly and uses our facility, and they use the whole floor space, and she's getting stronger and stronger, and she's able to travel with us on trips when we go off island, and they're very appreciative of our space. We have a monthly newsletter that goes out for our adults on the island. We publish it on the county website. We put paper copies here and in all the post offices, and that outlines everything we have planned for the month. We have several things that we do on a monthly basis. We do an adult luncheon, which rotates to different restaurants on the island that can accommodate a crowd. Art classes, at least one a month, and taught by our leisure activity supervisor for our older adults, or an outside instructor will come in and teach. We try to plan at least 2 trips off island every month as well, and we try to have fun. We try to make it a fun place to be. Our website is a great avenue to see our monthly fitness calendar, our monthly adult newsletter. You can always call us and we can sign you up for activities. Phone number here is 252-475-5650.
The BOM Center is the senior center for Dare County for every resident or property owner that's over the age of 55. We're located in Kill Devil Hills, right across from the Wright Memorial Park. We have a pretty versed fitness class program. We have 17 fitness classes a week. That's almost 3 a day, Monday through Friday. We have yoga, we have step cardio classes, we have a senior fitness class, a chair class, we have a walking program right now, and our biggest event is our senior games that we offer every year in April. We not only have fitness programming, but we have clubs like card games, Rummy Cube, we have bridge, we also have art classes. We not only provide services for fitness and health and socialization, but we also are a bridge to services for seniors to health services with the hospital or screening programs. We have tax assistance services. We have Medicare assistance, a SHIP program through the Department of Insurance through North Carolina. So we have a wide range of programs. We had an older gentleman that I think he moved here from Virginia about 3 years ago. He was kind of reserved and shy when he started coming to the facility. He got set up with a group for card games, and he took the fitness classes pretty regularly, and he kind of came out of his shell because he moved without any support here. He didn't have any family here. They were in Virginia and across the country, and then eventually he got nominated for our Older Adult Services Advisory Board. So he really, in the past year, has gotten really connected, and he's developed into a leadership role to make sure that the other members here get heard and what they needed and what they want as well. So he's kind of really blossomed, I would say. We are a distribution site for the Albemarle Commission Home Delivered Meals program. They are homebound clients that can't get out regularly from their homes and their caregivers. So we provide, Monday through Friday, we provide lunch for them every day. Well, we have a couple different websites. It's darenc.gov/BAUM, BAUM. That is our main center website, and from there you can find information and links to our SHIP program. You could also find a link to our Outer Banks Senior Games page. We also have information on our tax assistance program that happens every beginning of January through April. We also have a application on our website for home delivered meals service, and that connection linked to the Albemarle Commission.
The homebound delivery service program here, where once a month I go out to the northern beaches and the Roanoke Island, the mainland, Kill Devil Hills and Nags Head, all of Dare County basically, and deliver books to patrons that are not able to receive books on their own. Say you have a family member that you know is not able to drive to go out themselves and receive the books. You can call for them, or they can call us and say, hey, I have this person that would like to have books delivered to their house. They tell us what kind of books they're interested in, what genre, how many, and we build together a specialized bag for them that we can bring directly to their front door. Each month they can call with different requests, or if they have different ideas for what they would like to see differently in their bag. The home business contributes to the quality of life for the seniors by it gives them almost like a friend with them at their door, someone to talk to about these books they just read that they're really excited about. It's like bringing an adventure directly to their door. You get to actually speak with that person. You know, we're not just there to deliver books, we get to know that person as well. You can either call us at 252-473-2372, or you can send us an email as well to me at jade.lazaro@darenc.gov. So you can either call us or email us, and we will get you all set up in no time.
Dare County Transportation System offers a very budget-friendly and safe way of getting around in county and out of county. Many people that live in the United States, but especially here in Dare County, know how hard it is to just make ends meet. And that includes transportation. We have a very economical way of getting around, and we provide a service that a lot of people can sometimes not get otherwise. Some people don't have transportation. We do take some people where their main source of transportation to and from work, to and from their doctor's appointments. Basically, they use us to fill that void. There's one person in particular that goes to Elizabeth City 2 days a week for dialysis, and we're his source of transportation. Without us, things will be much harder for him at home. And we're grateful that he signed up with us, and he's also grateful that we're here for him. We provide in-county transportation for most any reason, including shopping, medical. If you need a hair appointment, we can take you for that. We also provide out-of-county transportation on Tuesdays and Thursdays of each week. We go to Elizabeth City, Chesapeake, Norfolk, and Virginia Beach. On the second and fourth Wednesday of each month, we go to Greenville, and on the third Wednesday of each week, we go to Durham and the Chapel Hill area. For out-of-county trips, we only have medical appointments that we provide transportation for. If you are a Medicaid recipient, we ask you to call 475-5550 first to schedule. For all others, please call 475-5640. We'll be glad to take your request.
We are here, the town of Duck is here at the Field Research Facility for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We have with us today the Flock Academy, which is the Fundamental Lessons of Citizen Knowledge Group, which is our first ever Citizens Academy. We have the opportunity today to take a tour of this facility and learn about the research, the data, and the different types of equipment that they use to perform their experiments and to collect data, as this is the most studied beach in the world.
Welcome to the FRF facility. My name's Erin Durba, I'm the branch chief here, and I'm responsible for overseeing the 32 employees that we have at this facility, plus all of the interns and students and things that we bring in each year. Nowadays we have a combination of missions. So we have a Civil Works mission where we're supporting all the Army Corps districts to help them with their planning, beach remediations, replenishments, compound flooding events, different types of things that we're trying to research and support them on. But because we're the R&D arm of the Army, we also have a requirement from Congress to support our military troops. So that might be the Navy, the Marines, the Army. So a lot of the research that we do here is to support our troops and to help them improve their safety when they're out in different conditions. We've gone from maybe one massive experiment per year to now we have equipment that's monitoring real time, constant data sets, and we have the longest historical data record of coastal measurements in the world. So this is one of the types of devices that we have here. This is called the CRAB. It's our Coastal Research Amphibious Buggy. It allows us to install our equipment into the coastal environment. So anything we install has to be really stable and sturdy. We have all kinds of sensors along the dunes. We have a permanent LiDAR that sits out there, and the LiDAR realizes that when the waves are breaking, that white foamy material from the breaking waves is actually a really good reflector for that laser, and we can actually see where the waves are breaking in the data sets. So this is the Argus Tower. This is the collaboration that we had with Oregon University. Originally they had just a regular VHS camera up there that they would collect data from time to time. We would take those VHS tapes. Now we've migrated to having what's called an Argus camera up there, which has a full 360 view of the entire beach, and that allows us to collect data every 15 minutes. This building right here is the one we had the ribbon cutting for in January of 23. It's brand new. It's the newest thing we have on our facility. So this is our military building for military work that we do here. And every poster that you see in the halls as we walk through is going to be specific research for our military branches. When we go into the other building, that's going to be Civil Works funded, and you'll see research on the walls for the Civil Works processes that we do. Many of the researchers we have here, they'll be on 7 to 10 different projects across the board. So they might have some military projects, they might have some Civil Works projects, they might be dealing with LiDAR, they might be doing satellite imagery, they might be doing all of it. There's nothing like this in the world, and in fact, I'm constantly called by different countries wanting to come visit here and see our facility because they want to do something similar in their country. So what you'll notice is you don't see anything except the pier. But that's because we have hundreds of sensors that are out in the ocean right now that you can't see, collecting data all the time. All that data comes back through the box at the end of our pier and is cabled to our computers through this black channel right here. What are these railroad tracks doing on this pier? Well, this used to be part of the original deployment system. It was called a SIS. And it would roll out here and it would have a davit arm that would go off the side of the pier and be able to deploy instruments into the ocean. This is a wind Doppler profiler. And I don't know a lot about it, but as far as I understand, we are looking at how the wind is moving and doing different currents as it's coming up over the dunes and then transiting sand down our coastal environment. Everybody always asks us, why do you need a pier this long? And the answer was because we're on a continental shelf, it takes us this far to get out past some of the big breaking waves that we have. And when we're trying to deploy instruments and things like that, we need to be out past those big breakers. So when we do dive operations, because all the instrumentation out here has to be cabled, we have to have divers that go down and do all of that. So when the Larks come out here, which I'll show you with our amphibious vehicles, we're able to send people down to hand them cables and different things so that they can go out and do what they need to do. You can't see it because of all the white caps, but we have a lot of white buoys out there that are denoting our 8-meter array. And 8 meters doesn't sound that big, but it's not the size of the array, it's the depth of the water that it's in. And it's the largest array in the world. And so what it's dealing with is it's a cross-meter array, it's just like this, and it's able to resolve in really high accuracy the direction and the size of the waves that are coming into our location. Okay, so as you guys are walking down here, some of the stuff that you're seeing here is from the Argus Tower. So you'll see a compilation of imagery showing a 180-degree view down the coastline, so you can actually see kind of where that extends. And then the type of data that they're collecting from that camera. Another thing that you guys can read about here, this is SandSnap. This is another citizen science initiative. You take a quarter or a nickel and you set it down on the sand on the beach and you snap a picture through this app and send it to the researchers. And what that does is create a grain-sized database for the world. That helps us understand grain size, that helps us understand what the material or minerals are that are in that sediment, that will help us understand where beach renourishment needs to happen, things like that. So this is our machine and fabrication shop. One of the problems of working in a research environment is that a researcher will come to you one morning and say, I had this really great idea. And so it's these guys' jobs to figure out how to build the thing that the researcher wants them to build. And so there's a lot of scrap around our facility that you might look at first glance and say, oh man, they just have stuff laying around. Well, yeah, exactly, because we're always in need of something to build different types of platforms, to set equipment down on the bottom of the sea floor that's going to be stable. And so these guys will weld all of that together, and then they'll go out and they'll deploy that equipment. So we actually have 4 of them, and each one is kind of configured slightly differently for whatever the purpose is that we intend to use it for. It's one of the safest ways to transit through the surf zone.
We're very fortunate to have Aaron Durba, the director of the pier, lead us on this tour today, and this is really a great opportunity for not only Flock Academy, but for the town, because one of our 6 unifying principles is responsible leadership, and this is going to help fortify and foster a relationship with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which has such a great presence in our community.
Hey there, I'm Officer Thompson with Southern Shores Police Department. I wanted to introduce you today to Project Lifesaver, a company we decided to go with to better help our community. And this focuses on people with dementia, mental health issues, PTSD, anybody with a cognitive issue that has a tendency to wander. It helps us find them quicker. It is just a benefit to the community as a whole. In the case, we have our bracelet and transponder, our receiver, headphones, an antenna that we can place on top of our vehicle to get a stronger signal. We just grab this and go once we get a report of one of our participants that has wandered away. If you are a participant and an issue arises, you contact us through 911 or directly here at the office, and we start to search for you. The fun thing we're going to do today is put one of these bracelets on Chief and release him to the wild, and we'll track him down and find him.
There is a significant amount of population in this area that can utilize this if they do happen to walk off. It's hard because they don't want to admit that they have an issue or they have a problem. We understand that, but we also understand and know what it's like when someone's missing and you want to find them. This Lifesaver Project tool has become very helpful for us.
So we've got a general idea of where the chief went missing. So we'll head to that location. We first start off, we got a very faint signal. Now that we've located his vehicle, the signal is getting stronger and louder, and will continue to get louder as we get closer to him. We do a 360 to find the strongest signal. We scan as we walk. We turn down the range to dial in the location. And we've located our individual. Hello, sir. I'm Officer Thompson with Southern Shores Police Department. All right.
Hey there, fellow riders. Welcome to Discovering E-Bike Safety with me, Dewey, where we'll be riding through Kill Devil Hills with safety and fun in mind. But first, let's make sure everything's in working condition. I'm gonna head over to see Chip at Outer Banks Bicycle and E-Bike and make sure everything is working properly.
Hey Dewey, what's going on?
Not much, man. I'm here for the yearly checkup.
Fantastic, man. Bring it in. Let's check it out. Well, when you have an e-bike, you know, for safety, the first thing we want to look at is, are your brakes operating correctly?
Okay.
You know, back brake, front brake. That should lock the brakes up, should skid those wheels.
Okay.
We want to make sure that these handlebars are nice and tight. Grab here, pull very hard. We don't want that coming loose while you ride.
Okay.
Are your tires loose? Nope, nice and solid there. Let's go in the back.
Nice.
Let's wiggle this one. Looks good. Pedals, are they tight? Everything spins nice and smooth. Looks pretty good so far, man.
How about my tires? Like, what should my PSI be at?
You know, on a fat tire bike like this, we like to keep them between 18 and 30 PSI.
Okay.
Dewey, this is a class 3 bike.
Okay.
It's capable of speeds up to 28 miles an hour.
Okay.
Okay. It has a throttle. Okay.
That's awesome.
Also has pedal assist. When you pedal, the motor's going to come on. Okay. The throttle will take you to 20 miles an hour.
Okay.
The pedal assist will take you up to 28 miles an hour. It's allowed in the roadways, just like a regular bicycle. Has all the advantages of a regular bicycle. Also, because you're allowed on the roadways, you should be abiding by all stop signs, stop lights, all the rules of the road, laws of the road. Dewey, you might not know this, but in the state of North Carolina, bicycles and e-bikes are required to have a front headlight and a rear flasher while riding at night. Okay, let's check and make sure that all your fenders are nice and tight. Easy way to do that. Just hit it, make sure nothing's loose, nothing's rattling. You always want to check your nuts and bolts here at this point. Let's check and make sure these gears are all shifting smoothly and correctly. Always check your racks, make sure that thing's nice and solid. It's got a connection point here and here. Simple little turn of an Allen wrench and you're good to go. Okay, everything's nice and tight and lubed and ready to go.
Heck yeah.
I see you have your helmet there.
Yes, sir. I always wear it when I ride to have safety on my side.
Fantastic.
Whenever possible, ride on designated bike paths. However, e-bikes traveling at higher speeds should use the primary travel surface of the road and obey all vehicular traffic laws. Local tip, avoid traveling on the bypass, US 158 and/or the beach road. Try and stick to the back roads and the multi-use paths. While I'm riding, I like to use Bay Drive. You can use it all the way down to the multi-use path around the monument and then shoot right over the highway to Memorial Avenue and Wrightsville Avenue. They're a lot safer than the beach road. obxbikeped.org has great maps and other resources for bikers on the OBX. Just ahead, we're about to pedal into a world of traveler's courtesy, where pathways become shared spaces of harmony. While using an e-bike, be courteous of all other travelers on the sidewalks. Remember guys, you're the fastest one out there, so it's up to you to drive the safest. E-bikes should spark joy, not flames. When it comes to e-bikes and other electric vehicles, the safest place to charge these devices is outdoors, away from structures and out of direct sunlight. Before charging, ensure your battery and charger are undamaged. Stick to the provided battery and charger. Avoid modifications. Charge one device at a time to prevent circuit overload and avoid overcharging. I encourage other riders to not only share the road, but share this video with friends and family so they can spread the message of e-bike safety and courtesy.
In 2011, some neighbors got together here in Manteo, and we wanted to establish a volunteer team to help the town. And so we approached Kermit Skinner at that time, and he thought it was a famous idea, and the commissioners were behind it, to have an annual event. And then we decided to go twice a year. In the spring, which is usually in April, 1st of May, and then in the fall. We always do it the weekend after Veterans Day. And the cool thing about it is a lot of church groups come, North Carolina Coastal Federation participates, and our town is just awesome. They help with picking up the trash and loading it up and getting it to the proper place for disposal.
So we're here to partner with the town of Manteo on their spring litter pickup, as reducing marine debris is one of our major goals at the Coastal Federation for protecting water quality. We're always pleased to join in on the efforts. The town of Manteo started the cleanup in 2011, and I believe that we've been working with them from the beginning to provide efforts by water to help clean up debris in the marsh and areas surrounding the Manteo waterfront. The litter pickups are a great way to get the community involved in environmental stewardship. If we care about our town and keep it clean for our guests and visitors, we'll ensure that it stays that way for the long run.
If I was talking to somebody for the first time about the litter pickup, I would say that if you'd like to be a part of our town, even for just a morning, and experience the peace that comes when we take care of our environment, that this is the kind of event that you can do. Anybody, any age, anywhere, everywhere, but especially in Manteo, because we care about each other and we care about our environment, because we want to protect this beautiful island that we live on called Roanoke Island. Manteo is full of caring people. So if you're wondering how you'd like to give back to our town, come on down next time. We encourage everybody in the town to come.
In the early 70s, prior to Jockeys being established as a state park, the entire dune landscape was owned by numerous individuals. A developer had moved in on the north end of what now is part of our northern boundary and was going to be putting in a new housing development. Well, of course, that raised local concern about the destruction of the dunes.
On August 15th, 1973, I was 6-7 years old, my brother and my sister and I were going up Jockeys Ridge, and just like we did every single day, we got to the top, we looked over the peak of the ridge, we noticed a bulldozer was clearing sand on the backside, so literally taking buckets of sand and removing it from the ridge. We went home and we told our mom, careless to bomb. She left the shop, she went back over to Jockeys Ridge, she went right up to the bulldozer and she stood in front of that big old bulldozer's scoop. She didn't move, and she told him that she wasn't going to move, and he literally stopped, shut down, and left. That kind of action spurred the people to preserve Jockeys Ridge, so she went home, she got on the phone, and she started calling people. There had been some efforts in years before to kind of preserve Jockeys Ridge, but this was the defining moment. She, along with several other people, formed the People to Preserve Jockeys Ridge. She typed out a petition. It was our job as kids to, when people stopped on the bypass to go climb Jockeys Ridge, to come up to their car with a petition and have them sign their names because they wanted to preserve Jockeys Ridge. A lot of phone calls to Raleigh, a lot of meetings with the governor and the lieutenant governor at the time, Jim Hunt. The summer of 1974, the Department of Interior actually proclaimed Jockeys Ridge as a national natural landmark. So that designation helped kind of catapult the rest of the activity that was necessary. Also, the federal government at that point in time, basically, along with the legislature for the state of North Carolina and the General Assembly, appropriated funds to buy the rest of Jockey's Ridge that wasn't donated. On May 31st, 1975, the Jockey's Ridge Jamboree happened. It was the ceremonial handing over of the deed for the first tract of Jockey's Ridge to the state of North Carolina for it to become a state park. Growing up here, we all just took Jockey's Ridge for granted. We all thought that Jockey's Ridge was just some place that was here for us. Look, there I am. That's my sister and my brother. Literally, August 15th, 1973, 3 little kids went home and told their mom that something was happening to their big sand dune, and she fixed it.
So today is the first ever Keep It Clean Kitty Hawk Community Trash Collection event. This has been driven by our community. We've done our land use plan recently, and they wanted more community engagement, more community events, and this is one of the things that we have come up with. We have about 60 volunteers signed up, and this morning we're going to complete our registration, hand out supplies. So we're going to hand out safety vests, of course, and trash pickers, and trash bags and buckets, and then we are going to dispatch everyone to their parking space and the routes.
I'm Kyle Moore, this is Aaron Moore. We're out here with our kids, Brody and Presley. The kids heard about it, they were excited to do it. We wanted to join them because we love our town, and the tourists are getting ready to come, and we want it to be beautiful for them. It's just amazing how much stuff accumulates on the sidewalks and the streets of our beautiful town, and we're doing our best to make it beautiful again.
Very excited about coming together with the community. There were so many people this morning at the town, so we're really happy to be a part of it and show our kids to take care of the earth.
I cannot think of a better place to be. Every department in Kitty Hawk, the police department, the fire department, the public works, everybody goes out of their way to make this town as the best town ever. And so when this came up, obviously I was the first one to sign up.
Our community has been extremely supportive, from businesses allowing us to use their parking spaces to, at the conclusion, we're going to have a little lunch, and all of the food has been donated. We're extremely grateful to Southern Shores Pizza, to Harris Teeter, to Food Lion, to Walmart, to Fresh Market, and the Manteo Lions Club even. When we started thinking about more community engagement, we started out with a Halloween trick-or-treat event here at Town Hall. We also had an extremely successful holiday motorcade that went throughout the town. We have some other hurricane preparedness events that we are talking about doing.
The more the people see what we do and see us out in public and doing things like that, the more cooperation and the more interested everybody is in our town.
So all of these events are just to create community engagement and just make Kitty Hawk an even better place to live.